Taking a piss. Oh no.
It was almost exactly. I wasn't trying to get that, but it'll be gone.
What's happening? Did you capture that or did it
I
come
did.
out?
It was awesome.
Hi everybody, welcome to episode 37 of TheAscertainers. I am Jim. I'm joined by Mark, and we have a very special guest tonight, which I'm going to let Mark introduce himself and that special guest.
Hello, I'm Mark. We have Roy, Jim's neighbor, on
Your
tonight.
former neighbor?
My former neighbor lived right across the street from me that I saw quite often when we both got the newspaper.
And moved the snow off the driveway.
Yeah. Welcome, Roy.
That's the introduction?
That works.
This is Roy. Roy's a broadcast professional. Roy is going to make us look... Okay, we already look bad. I mean, let's admit it. But we're going to really be exposed tonight. We will look like the emperor.
You guys are 36 episodes in. This is a dynasty.
We might just quit after this one. Listen to him. Roy, tell us about yourself. What you care, what you want our listeners to know. It doesn't have to be true or nothing.
Oh, that opens up the door to anything and everything.
That's right.
Where are you from?
I
Hibbing.
am from Hibbing, Minnesota.
I studied on Roy.
That's right. The town that moved because of the iron ore under the ground. They moved the town. They literally moved the town.
I did not know that.
I didn't either. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Because it's like, well, there's money under them houses. Let's just move the houses.
They did. They hooked up the houses and moved them to a different part of town. You can still go to Old Hibbing, which is right on the edge of the monstrous iron ore open pit iron ore mine, and you can walk on the city streets. There's a handful of them there, and there's light poles and some street signs. So the town of Hibbing was moved because of the iron ore.
Wow, that's amazing.
The Ascertainers, your civil engineering leader podcast.
That'd be great for Hollywood to shoot films and TV shows there.
I suppose it would be. It's a pretty small. It's only a few square blocks, it seems like. And it's nothing that when I was growing up in Hibbing, because I graduated from Hibbing High School, I mean, I kind of knew of it. But
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did I really graduate?
Yeah.
Or did I really ever grow up?
Day school or the other one?
I never went over there to speak of when I was growing up in town. But a couple of times I've gone back. I've gone, frankly, a couple of times. Hey, I'm going to go up into this Old Hibbing and run. You know, Mark and I were both runners. Me more often than you lately, but
Yes.
you've got your
I run.
run to the.
I ran so far away.
Ooh, I don't have that band.
Yeah, see?
There's one.
There's some music podcast. We don't talk about running here, you sons of bitches.
So anyhow, yes, I checked it out recently, and there are city streets up there. I think they have a disc golf course as part of what they've got going on there.
Do you still have family up there?
I've got a brother in Chisholm,
Oh, okay.
just on the other side of the big old open pit iron ore mine.
Is that not the home of Moonlight Graham?
It is.
Who?
It's
From Field of Dreams.
Oh my!
The doctor.
All right.
Doc Graham was from Chisholm Inn.
Okay, did not know that. I know the movie, of course. Love the movie. And Field of Dreams. I've actually run the bases at Field of Dreams.
Roy's,
as well.
Okay, Roy, we get it. You run. Okay, that's.
I've been at Field of Dreams. That's
Roy,
kind of a cool thing.
You're going to be running your ass up the stairs if you say run one more fucking time. Okay?
Do you have to pay to do that?
No.
Really?
No.
Not if you're fast enough. You don't got to pay for shit.
They can't catch you.
I mean, anywhere. Think about it. And if you can like cut, Barry Sanders like, you're getting away with murder.
I don't think I would do the whole round. I would slide in the second.
You'd probably.
Interesting idea.
So that's what they used to call a Joe Mauer date. Didn't get past second base. Hey-o. That is stolen from, I think, Dan Cole, the Common Man on K-Fan or wherever he is these days. He's one of my idols I look up to. So here we are. We've introduced Roy. Okay, audience, take a wild guess. And Mark, I swear to God, one of these times, you're doing the Newt's promo. So don't mess it up the entire way. I know you will anyway. But we were just at Newt's where we had... I had the chicken bacon ranch sandwich because I'm healthy. It's deep fried chicken with bacon and cheese on it. With about an acre of French fries. Mark, you had the new burger?
I did, but I don't want to say anything because I'll interrupt.
Yeah, let's go to Roy. Roy, what'd you have?
I had the pulled pork sandwich. I'm a big pulled pork fan. Love the hamburgers there as well, because just did a hamburger over the weekend. I've been to Newt's twice in the last 6 days.
That's the ascertainer effect right
See?
there. So I just like any pulled meat. I enjoy it because I'm 8.
Phrasing.
I'm a 10-year-old boy. Anyhow, Mark, you had...
I had the Hefe.
Anyway, Roy, this is what Mark does to me during the promo usually. I'm going to take full advantage of this. You had the Heath burger?
The Hefe Rojo.
But what did you say when you ordered
Rojo.
I said Rojo, didn't I?
it? You got corrected. That was fantastic. But Newt's was hopping again tonight. The word's out on Newt's. Apple Valley, Minnesota. Go there if you haven't been there. We always see people we know there. Mark saw a current neighbor, and I saw a current neighbor.
And I saw a guy that I used to coach baseball with and his son that was on our team. So
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody got along. No fist fights, no nothing.
And
good.
everyone goes to Newt's.
We all go to Newt's. And so endeth the Newt's promo. What are you doing?
Brad and Charlie, if by some wild chance they tune in, or I shoot this link to them, then I give them a shout out.
Tell us about Brad and
excellent.
Charlie. What characteristics would you like them to know about, or you know what I meant? Should we know about them?
Here's the story about Brad. He was a coach with me. Aaron was on our team. My son Aaron.
I have the Brady Bunch theme going in my head already because you said, "Here's the story." Keep going. Can you do it in that kind of rhythm?
I probably not. No, I'm not much of a rapper. But the funniest thing I remember about Brad, when our kids were pretty little, and Aaron could throw the ball pretty hard, but would sometimes want to get a little cute with some different pitches. And Brad would say, if he's kind of got a batter overmatched, just throw it hard. So that became, when I would say to Aaron, I would say, Coach Brad. And that just meant, just throw a fastball. The kid can't hit it. So that's what I remember about Coach Brad.
All right, Coach Brad. What about the other guy?
Charlie, he was great.
He's got to want something good, too.
That's right. Charlie was a great pitcher. A great kid. Loved having him on the team.
Oh, Charlie was his kid.
Charlie was the kid. Brad's
I
the dad.
thought he was another coach. Sorry.
So,
it's all right.
how many pitches did Aaron have?
Well, I suppose at some point he developed a little bit of a curveball, and probably curveball, fastball. I'm no pitching expert. Brad was the pitching coach, so he would be the one to get into that kind of thing.
But growing up in Little League, I don't think anybody had anything other than a fastball.
A fastball that either hit the backstop, or got hit out of the park.
Well, whatever age that you start to mix in the curve would be the age where that play came into effect, where the play is Coach Brad. So just throw the ball over the plate. The kid's not going to hit it.
Yeah, 24, I think, was the age that I...
I don't
24?
know.
What?
I could throw a maybe sort of curveball.
Was that your last year in Little League? Mark was pretty good. You dominated. A lot of the kids were scared of him. Well, the parents were scared of him.
Well, you got to brush them back once in a while.
Respect.
Even if they're the 8.
Respect, especially if they're 8. You know what they're thinking. All right, here we go. What time you got, Mark?
Is this a Newt's ad?
No, we're done with that.
Oh,
we
finished
nailed
that?
it.
Okay.
We nailed that like a split hog, as they say in Talladega Nights. So we are, tonight, we asked Roy what he would like to discuss, and he came with no hesitation with 80s bands, or is it 80s music? One and the same?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. 80s music
So
could have been done by bands outside the 80s.
Oh my God.
See, I would have thrown country music at you, but I think that takes this into a different
I could do country, but nothing current. I'm not a big current
Yeah.
country
Right.
guy, but I like me some old country.
Yeah,
I would say I likes me some.
Well, thank you
that would work
for
right in.
changing your style to us.
Yeah, thanks for you.
That's fine. I think in
Thanks
the
for-
message I indicated to you guys, 80s would be good, and I like country music, and somebody sent back 80s.
I'll do 80s country. How about that?
Ooh, see that? I don't know how well I would do with that, frankly.
Well then,
I wouldn't do well at all.
let's
80s
just. Why don't we
80s
just
it
talk
is.
about game shows again and do it like that? That episode
80s
came out.
game shows.
We gotta figure out a way when we're doing the. Sometimes we try to do some surplus episodes, and the more we try to make it sound like it's not, there's no current events talked about.
I don't understand
It's a
it.
nightmare.
Yeah.
It might be funny, but probably more maddening.
It's maddening for me, yes. Correct.
Everything is for you.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Well,
Do you
I
want
say-
to do the radio game
I
first?
say we play the radio game. If you don't know the radio game, there are 36 other episodes that explain it, so go listen to them. Let's go right into it. Mark, who are your four band? Roy, who are?
good.
We need your first two. And
Okay.
Then we'll each go two, and then we'll do two more.
Okay, I'm going Journey and Def Leppard.
Oh my gosh, he goes center square.
I do.
If you say AC/DC, you're gonna win. No, you're fine.
No.
All right, Journey and Def Leppard. Okay, what'd you go, Mark?
I'm going to go with the Beatles and the Doors.
Fucking goddamn. In honor of the fallen lead singer of April Wine, Miles Goodwin, I'm going to go April Wine and Loverboy.
Ooh,
And then, so Mark and I will do kind of more offbeat bands, but so we'll let you go because you're open to everything. You don't have any governors on you,
all right.
governor. What are your next two?
Well, one of these, I was going to use this one,
Well, sounds like you are.
but I'm not, because this morning, the first thing, and I thought about this yesterday, and this morning, the first band on, can we say the name of the station?
Oh, yeah.
KQ,
we have.
Okay,
absolutely.
KQ?
We should
Okay.
get them to sponsor us, this bastards.
I've started listening to KQ a lot more since we talked about me coming on your little show here. Anyhow,
You got that, KQ? We want one request a month. Nothing less.
Can I mention Little Show? Little Show? This thing is huge. It's out of hand. Come on, man.
so I thought of this band yesterday, and I sit in my car. The first thing as I turn on the car and the radio is the Outfield.
Oh, Josie's on a vacation far away. And you
you
said
go.
they have two songs. What's the other song? I think it's Your
Love? I thought they had Say It Ain't So.
Say It Ain't
Isn't
So?
Josie's
No.
on a vacation far away? Isn't that the song Your Love?
No.
It
that's,
isn't? Do they have three songs?
I just want to use your love tonight.
Okay.
Hey.
Wow. Well, you can sing it.
And the other, I think Your Love is the other one, and the other song you just said was Weezer. So
Is it really?
what,
All
what
right.
was it? Say It Ain't So?
That's what I thought.
Pretty sure it's Weezer.
Okay. Maybe I'll look it up while you guys are
Oh,
yakking.
maybe.
But I could very well be wrong. It's
Something
been a
else you-
long time since
You know,
I've
something
listened
else
to
you
the
could do is
Outfield.
take my fucking word for it, Roy, if you know what's good for you. But anyway,
I don't
what-
go against Jim
what
very
really-
often.
We can talk about the ones you're not going to use,
I'm not gonna
or we
use
can
that
just
one.
use the ones that you are.
Okay. How about, since you've shamed me away from AC/DC?
You can take
about-
AC/DC,
No.
but it won't be. It'll be a hollow victory. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll go with the Hooters. I don't even know if they play that on KQ.
And we danced.
No
There's an
kidding.
80s
And all,
band.
all the zombies. All you zombies. All you zombies.
Oh, you zombies.
So Hooters, and then just to take something from maybe a more, can I go more current era as
Dude,
well?
It's your radio game.
Well, how about Walk the Moon?
Is that a band?
They've got the dance song. I forget the name of this.
You're talking about KQ now. You're
know.
trying to win, right?
That's true. I don't listen enough to know. I mean, it's not like a brand new
Just
song.
say the fucking
Walk the Moon.
Outfield, and you not that one. If it's that one, I wouldn't even know who it is. I'll just.
I
Okay.
don't even know who that is.
It'll
Really?
be like a bird
Okay.
kicked out of the nest, you know.
I am
Who
going to
knows?
look it up.
That'd be
After.
more my daughter's era. Okay, well, if I don't have that one, then how about Dire Straits?
There, thank
Okay.
God, finally. All right, well, I'm gonna go old effing school here. I'm gonna go Jethro Tull and Uriah Heep.
Oh.
Stealing what I showed you and buying it. And if it's
Great
any other
song.
Uriah Heep song, I'm not gonna know it. So, what do you
Yeah.
got?
I went with a theme, and if you can guess it, Jim's pretty good at guessing this. Strawberry Alarm Clock,
Okay.
and then Iron Butterfly.
Okay. Those are your two.
Yes.
Both suck. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all four of them.
Are a
What were the
theme.
first two? Hit me again with the first two.
Beatles and The Doors.
Beatles, Doors, Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Kind of with the other one that you guessed.
It's not Woodstock.
Yes.
It is?
But they...
What?
Thanks for the giant hint.
But what about...
Beatles didn't play at Woodstock.
All four turned it down.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Well,
Well, that's
I
a
wouldn't
very
have got that.
clever theme.
We have a song. We do not have a winner on round one. Now, we got to go back and listen to the Charlie episode because Charlie won. But the question is, I think he might have won on round two. But we got it, so we'll listen to that because my brother won last week or whatever. Yeah, it would be last week with the third listen. So I kind of had to shame him. Because we haven't won yet. We've been doing this 37 times and we still haven't won.
I picked Strawberry Alarm Clock. Come on. I'm not going to win very often.
I know the song.
Incense and Peppermint.
Yeah. Thanks for... maybe I didn't know it, but you bailed me out. I appreciate that.
What does KQ play now? I would have thought it was all Doors and Bad Company, or at least that's what it was when I stopped
I think
listening.
a lot of the songs or bands we talk about tonight, KQ plays.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it because I went on a little listening
Binge?
lately, and I'm hearing all these songs. It's like, hey, and I heard AC/DC probably 3 times in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's just,
so, yeah.
but did you say this is the same shit that back when I was listening to it?
Well, but it wasn't what they were playing when at one point in time I was more of an avid KQ listener. I felt that they were playing a lot more Doors, and I'm not a huge fan of the Doors, just to pick one band that I'm not. I know they're great.
That Mark had on his list?
Mark had on his list.
Fight.
Doesn't mean he
Fight.
loves them, just means he picked them.
Did people even have radios in Hibbing growing up?
Yeah.
Well, we cranked it up on the front of the...
So I remember the AM KQ was 92.5 FM, and then it had an AM number as well. And you know what? I'm going to open this up to our listeners. I know what it is. I'll write it down on this piece of paper and show it
Is this like a magic trick?
to Mark and Roy. But
Okay,
so anyone, okay, we apparently we have T-shirts that are the design work is it is so intricate to draw a head the size of mine. It's got to take a lot of pens. So anyway, I think that's still coming. If anybody can send to TheAscertainers@gmail.com what the AM call numbers, what would it be, like KQ
That makes sense.
92.5 or KQ 92. So the 92 is the number I'm looking for, but on the AM side. If you can send that in this week, between now and now, okay, and hold on, let's expand it out. Between now and now. So
you could listen to KQ down in
on
Rochester. Yeah.
we did it because we got it from my dad had some kind of cable antenna or some shit, so that was pretty cool. That was one of the best things the old man ever did for me, was get KQ and Roch. Otherwise, you'd be listening to, I don't think it was even called Laser 101, because I don't think the laser had been invented yet when I was growing up.
The only AM station I can remember is KDWB 63 growing up.
63? So 630 on
I
the
believe
dial?
so.
Very fascinating. Your AM radio leader, TheAscertainers, with a small A and Times New Roman font. So the topic this week is 80s bands. We are ready to talk about that. Oh,
Look at us getting right into it.
do you have any errors and omissions from the last one? I kind of do, but kind of don't. I feel bad that I interrupted my brother a lot. I even put it in the write-up of that episode because he just, man, he was getting ready to talk about Newt's coleslaw, and that's the first one. The first cut is the deepest. There you go. There's an 80s band for you.
Did he interrupt you a lot? Is that what happened? You're getting
Not at
No
all.
chance. No, not at all. He just got steamrolled.
No, I mean like earlier in life.
Oh, a little bit.
You're getting a little payback.
Little bit. If it would be coincidental payback because I don't harbor much ill will. Now
What?
that I think about it. Yeah, I guess I do.
What?
With family members, not you, Mark. You ain't heavy.
My brother.
So I have no... Roy, you've never been on. Do you have anything you'd like to get off your chest?
I've made enough mistakes, but I can't think of them right now.
You just wrote,
Being on this
you
podcast.
just wrote a country song right there. I made some mistakes. Oh, hey, I went to New York.
Oh, that's right.
New York City. The city's so nice, they named it twice. No,
I should put that on a poster somewhere
There's-
or a bumper sticker.
the guy, Michael Scott from The Office, butchers that line so well. I can't think of what it is, though. City's so nice, they... Anyway, it was good. Saw a play. Yes. It's Book of Mormon. I almost got hit by lightning. And ate some really good and moderately priced food. Yeah. I don't think I can afford to live in New York City. And we stayed in a 2-bedroom apartment that was kind of like staying in an RV. It was everything was miniature. Everything was small, and there was nothing to set. You could not set anything down anywhere because there was no surface because you need that space just to So anyway,
Quite an experience. Wow.
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah.
My oldest lives out there with his fiance, who is a nice, really nice young lady. We like her. We met the parents. That was the whole reason for the trip, was to meet her parents who don't speak English at her sister's place in Connecticut, and it was actually a blast. Who knew?
I thought they spoke broken English, don't they?
They you say like pigeon English, but
Like
no.
me.
They speak a bit of English, but they don't. That's not their. They're not.
It's their second
they
language.
mostly converse in Spanish, and we were the only.
Around you because
Chris
they
and
want
Andrew
to
and
say
I-
things.
We're the only Spanish speakers. Like they got little kids that are bilingual, and the host family not.
Did your son? Has he picked up quite a bit of Spanish?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think he should. I think it probably could pay him off. I think he shouldn't admit to it though, because then he'll kind of know when there's. He just has to work on keeping a straight face. Like if they
What do they mean by
call
that?
him out, like gringo, and he knows. Perk up when you hear gringo. So anyway, nice people. That's my Grand Casino story for what I did on our off week. Mark, did you do anything fun on the off week?
Nothing. Oh, I want to bring up that I'm going to try to get away from errors and omissions because I want people to,
Call us out.
yes, and
I agree.
email us at TheAscertainers.com. Oh. No, I'm sorry, TheAscertainers@gmail.com.
That's an error and omission right there. So you got two things. Correct Mark for all the wrongdoings he's ever done on and off air. And so, yeah, if you went to high school with him or something, well, that's a lot of years. It could be a lot of people. But then the other thing is if you know what the AM call numbers were, where on the AM dial you could listen to KQ when I was a kid.
Frequency. You could use that.
Oh, I forgot we have a broadcast professional out with us. And how long? You could have said frequency about 10 minutes ago. But thanks, Roy. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Where are we on the AM dial for Ascertainers?
We are WKRP, wherever that is. We're living on the air in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, WKRP. Speaking of 1980s, I'm going to go ahead and throw one of my 80s bands out.
Go for it.
And it's the first one that came to mind. It's the song that was on the radio all the time, other than a Hooters song, when I met my then just a girl across the street who became the love of my life, who lives upstairs from here, not like from where I live. Anyway, I'm in the basement of our 16-story mansion. But Simple Minds.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hey, hey. Ding, ding, ding. Ooh. Yes. Don't you forget about me. Jim Kerr, who married Chrissy Hind.
Oh, I did not know
Is
that.
that her name, Hind or Hines? I think it's Hind.
I think it's just Hind.
Yeah. So if they have a kid, the kid's probably got some musical ability. Don't you think?
That would add up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to hear Roy
That way.
talk. Roy, make me not talk anymore. Say something. Tell me about some 80s bands that you like that really turn you on.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Is
I-
this like
Actually, Actually, that's the name of the Simple Minds song. I didn't even know I was being punny, but "You Turn Me On" is, I think, the name of the. Hold
I
on.
don't know about that.
No,
That's-
it's Alive and Kicking.
Yeah.
But the first thing he says is "You Turn Me On." So anyway,
Yeah.
how many times do you think I can say "You Turn Me On" in this episode?
I thought that you were asking Roy about maybe like a in through the back door type.
That's the outdoor, Mark.
Outdoor.
Yes. We all know what I'm talking about.
Freudian
Do you know the
slip right there.
significance of that? Did you hear any of those episodes?
I have missed those.
I had a big day as a young man. See where we're going here? And the album that was playing was Led Zeppelin "In Through the Outdoor."
And he took a different angle on it.
Well, that's oh, Roy, legendary. Yes, the human adverb or adjective. Yes, I took the correct angle at it, so yeah, everything worked out in the end.
For you.
Sure.
She was very disappointed.
Would you? Well,
Sorry. That was mean. I apologize.
this is recording. I can't say shit. So anyway, Roy,
Yeah.
talk about some of your bands to take the heat off of me.
How do you follow that?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to follow that, and I suggested 80s because I know that's kind of more the theme here than something more.
If we said
country-related.
90s, you could say "Hold."
Yeah.
Right now,
I don't think I know
that would be
any
applicable.
90s bands.
I will not interrupt you anymore.
No, that's okay. Keep interrupting because my 80s band comments are mostly.
I bet we have
Just-
some that overlap.
Well, there's probably some that overlap, but between
ma-
mentioning Journey and
How many
mentioning,
did you write down?
Well, how many did I wrote down as well? Well, I only wrote down those and Loverboy, the ones I've already mentioned. I guess I didn't put a whole list together,
Okay.
but
Well, that's
all
a
you need.
list.
Well, we can just talk about them individually.
Yeah.
I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, no, I wrote down 6.
and who'd you write down?
I wrote down Poison.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought Poison at
Yes.
the time was a very good and fun band, very video friendly.
They were a very
As was
fun
the
band.
Very what?
Fun.
Yes.
Good. I don't know about that. They were like the Kiss of the 80s. I mean,
They were probably more style than substance. I could say that. But Bret Michaels has been a durable.
yeah.
You know, they had a good singer. Their
With the
guitarist-
horsehair.
With the what?
Horsehair.
Bret
He,
Michaels had horsehair.
he was bald. I'm doing hand gestures. But he wears the bandana with horsehair.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
He was bald.
He is bald, yeah.
The guitarist looked like he had some fake hair. C.C. DeVille.
DeVille. Yeah.
Kind of a live fast, die young. I mean, he might still be alive, but he was kind of an
Yes.
asshole. He was not in it for the right reasons. Do you think, Ray? What are you doing? You making calls?
No, just doing a little
research?
little Google searching.
Oh, on the air. Roy's
Yeah.
also recording another one of his podcasts, and he's I gotta
In
be
the
right with you
background
guys.
here, yeah.
These guys are fucking terrible. So somebody call my phone.
No, not at all. I'm kind of ill prepared with like a whole list of things
No.
because frankly, when some of the 80s conversation has come along and I've kind of dialed in the radio station, all of a sudden I'm hearing songs like, oh yeah. So I've kind of reminisced, I guess, a little bit with some of the music that's popped up since we talked about doing this. My recollections are scant, I guess, to think of all these groups that I would listen to maybe growing up.
Well, it's tough being with Jim because his recall is over the top.
There's no touching him with regard to that.
Yeah, so don't.
You can end the sentence after him on that one, but it's kind of the opposite of what we're trying to do is make you feel uncomfortable. So
No.
let's hear a couple of Mark's stupid ones, and then we were going to talk about what you have on the list. Because
making
I
me-
picked Loverboy as one of my main bands tonight. So
Yeah.
I thought, go ahead, Bert. What'd you have? Buffalo,
Well,
Springfield,
mine were.
Neil Young.
Some of these bands were formed in the 70s, but they
Fish.
didn't have an album hit till the 80s. So that was my.
I think that would qualify. That would play.
So. I have the first one, Def Leppard.
Okay. Coming in concert to the Twin Cities with Journey, by the
Yes.
way. And another ZZ Top. I might have to go to that.
That does sound awesome.
Oh, they're coming to TI. Sorry, the Treasure Island. So, not quite the Twin Cities.
I haven't been to that.
I got a buddy that goes to all of them. He says it's great. It's a fun
Is that
time.
the indoor? They have an outdoor one.
This is an outdoor situation. That's going to be a big show.
Metallica is another one.
You like Metallica?
No, but they were a big 80s band. I didn't know we had to do ones we liked.
Isn't it easier if you did it like that? Not just listing 80s bands.
Enter Sandman, I love
We've
that.
lost our soul, Mark.
We had none.
I think the video and the song "One" by Metallica it's up there high and will remain high on my all-time coolest songs list.
Johnny, Get Your Gun.
That's what that's about, right?
Yeah. Have you ever seen that movie?
Did we ascertain that, or is that actually a thing?
No, I watched the movie.
Oh, that's what it's about?
Yeah.
Okay. Good radio so far. Everybody else bummed out? Yeah, okay.
You know, I picked a lot here. I had
Pick one more, and then I'm going to do one, and then we're going to talk about...
I had 7, 8. U2.
Okay.
How big were they in the 80s?
Pretty big in the 80s, I'd say.
Oh, good. I got a good one. Yay. Jim
Not a fan.
Doesn't like U2.
I was never a
Let's
big
get
fan
into it.
about U2.
How come? Because you don't like good music? What the fuck?
That must be it. Some people would say that based
Really?
on one of my attempted
Yeah, but
picks
at least
today.
you made a stand. You didn't just list
That's
off
right, that's
bands, with the
No,
guts.
I mean, how can you answer why you don't like somebody? I mean, you hear a song, it's like, okay, it's all right, that's fine. But it's not like, oh gosh, I got to turn up the radio. U2 is on. I was never like that.
I will say that there are elements of U2 that I like, but there's also elements that irritate me. So I think I might be. I can see your point of view. I'm not like that guy.
Irritate sounds like it takes it to a whole new level. I just was kind of blasé.
It's like, hey, Edge, just play a goddamn chord. He's got to run everything through the chorus pedal and
have a last name.
Yeah. Also, yeah,
So we shouldn't bring up Madonna then?
Madonna, that's 80s.
That's 80s
all day long.
Yeah,
I
tons
think
of hits.
A
Like
lot
Madonna.
better than Metallica, I'll tell you that right now. I never learned to nail any of the guys from Metallica.
There's some band I listened to. Okay, the group Dokken. I think I had a cassette tape,
Breaking
and I
the
don't know
Chains?
why I had Dokken, and I was listening to it on the headphones that were the little spongy things with the little wire thing across the top. You remember those old style
I do.
headphones?
Oh, yeah.
So I was listening to Dokken on my Walkman. There you go, more 80s stuff.
Cassette?
A cassette.
Or the Discman.
I think, no, the cassette. Definitely the cassette. But at one point, I
yes.
had the cassette Walkman that if you flip the little button, it was like a little microphone. You know, you then, in theory, would be able to hear what's going around you a little better.
Wow, you're rich.
Yeah, well, that broke, I think. Or it wasn't very sturdy.
I think you used the word in theory, so it didn't work.
And I fell asleep listening to this. I swear it was Dokken, and I had awful dreams
It could have
while
been
listening
the song.
to that. While fun, that's what I mean.
It could have been the song Dream Warriors from Friday the 13th. That was Dokken.
But isn't Dokken pretty heavy?
That's what I mean. It's the heavy part of it that I recall.
It wasn't so heavy. It just had it was a good guitar band.
Wow. I just remember there was one.
They weren't Metallica heavy.
Yeah.
I always thought that Dokken and Metallica and who was the one that left Metallica?
That other guy, Megadeth?
Megadeth. I thought Dokken was in that group. Speed
I would have
metal.
thought
type.
so.
No,
as well,
I would
but
say
I
that Dokken is a rock band. I mean, like a right down the pipe rock and roll band.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Metallica and Megadeth, I think, are more into the kind of the metal. And throw in speed metal for Metallica for sure. Both, I mean, they all have their place and they're all good at what they do. But we don't like them, Mark. I'm just kidding.
And some of them give us nightmares.
That is wild. I fell asleep listening to comedy records. We had this record player in my room. It was the kind that you could like fold up and carry around. So the speaker was self-contained. It wasn't like a stereo or anything like that. And it could fit 3 records on it. So you'd go clink, clink, and then one would drop down. It would play that. Then when that's done, next one. So I literally fell asleep listening to like Bill Cosby, Steve Martin, Robin Williams, George Carlin. Yeah.
And it gave you, did it give you odd dreams?
It gave me
Indigestion? I don't know.
It
I
made
used to
him
piss my
want.
bed until an older age than I should have been. But by then, I think I was not doing that anymore.
Did it make you want to be a stand-up comic?
I think that I just gravitated toward humor, so there's probably some subliminal crap in there. I don't think most people find me funny. I kind of, fancy myself, but
Yeah, I don't.
I can't do stand up, but I can just
No, wait, I
say
do.
funny shit. Mark,
You've got some quick
you're working on my
Comebacks
last
on.
nerve over there, pal.
at times.
I'd like to talk about one of mine because
Don't you always?
everybody likes this guy. It's been polled, it's been tested, and Billy Squier is the best 80s musician, 1880s, 1780s, and 1980s. Undisputed. Mark, what do you think of Billy Squier?
We brought this up earlier before we started recording because he was
Everybody
on
wants you.
his.
What's the song that ruined it for you? What was
that
it called?
one? He was dancing around in spandex tights. Well, I guess that's
Redundant?
yeah. It was such a goofy video. No one could take him serious after that, and it ruined his career because he's a great guitarist. But that
When you
video
wore
was terrible.
spandex, I mean, how do you think I felt? You were
Well, I'm
spandex
wearing it
the last
now.
couple episodes? Oh, you got it underneath again? Yeah, well, keep your clothes
Should
on.
I show you?
I don't want to.
I don't want to. I
My
don't
therapist
wanna.
says I don't gotta. So, okay, so Billy Squier, that's a no. You're a no for that?
I like Billy Squier.
No,
Good fan. Big fan.
I think he's an excellent guitarist, and he's
You
a
don't
great
think
musician.
you don't think he's a good dancer? Who's a better dancer, Billy Squier or David Lee Roth?
After you brought up that David Lee Roth was not getting with all the women on tour, I looked that up. That he was.
I think
He
did quite
admitted that he was bisexual.
well. You remember that Dave Chappelle episode with the black white supremacist when he gets unveiled, the guy's head blows up. My head almost did that. So anyway, Dave's bi. How come he never returns my calls? That's impossible.
Well, I was trying to explain it without offending anybody. And
Wow. Come
I
on.
probably did a poor
It's just
job at that.
bisexuality. I mean, it's not like you called him, like a fucking Billy Squier or anything like that. But I think that he is at most bisexual because a gay guy would never dance like that. A gay guy would be a way better dancer. Fact. I'll go on record with that. There's no need to edit. Look at Roy. What the fuck? I want to go by Ebenezer. I don't want to be going Roy anymore.
Let me put my sunglasses on again so no one recognizes me.
I remember the first play. I remember where I was when I first heard Loverboy, Turn Me Loose, and
Really?
actually that whole album. That was a really good album. Like the 80s. I guess the 80s hadn't gone to shit yet. I think the mid 80s was a rough period for music because you got a lot of that kind of the keyboard influences in what we called rock music. I think Flock of Seagulls and modern English and all that kind of shit.
I wouldn't classify those as rock bands, though.
Well,
They were
KQ
new wave.
plays, KQ
kinda.
plays some of them. But
I don't think you
I
listen
digress
to KQ.
before I
much.
was rudely interrupted.
Sorry.
Let's see. No, I feel like I can name a few of the... But I like how Mike Reno kind of became like... We call him David Lee Broth because he put on a couple pounds, and I know that I have too. It's just that I wear the horizontal stripes. Don't let it fool you. I'm in great shape. But Mike Reno, they should be like Mike Beefarino, maybe. Mike Reno got kind of big, Loverboy singer, but he kept with the headband.
Well, like Bret Michaels, to hold the horsehair on.
Touchette.
I don't
You got
know that
another one?
I was going to say, I don't know that I remember where I was when I first heard a certain album of any kind. For you to
Dude,
say that is pretty
Can
interesting.
you give us a life event where it's like, oh, I remember where I was when I heard this or saw this, or
I brought this up on earlier episodes that to me, music is about the feelings and something that happened with you. It's kind of followed your life story, and that's how music is to me. So is there like a soundtrack or some
Wow.
that you heard?
Or something you listened to over and over and over after you got dumped. That's another good one. REO was good for that.
Okay.
I got dumped a little bit in the 80s. Yeah, let's just say it that way.
A little?
Enough.
You know, I don't know. I'm having trouble coming up with anything like that from long ago. I guess what I will say, I don't know if this is quite along the same lines or not, but what was it? Well, a couple of years ago when I had COVID and was stuck at home watching videos, if those videos or songs come on the channels I watch, I think, oh, that's a COVID song, because
there you
that's
go.
it.
So it's the right concept. But I honestly...
Did any of them bring about a positive, like, or is it all just like, fuck? Or was that good that you recovered, so they were all good?
It's I don't think it's that kind of connotation necessarily with that. I think specifically with those, it was just, oh, that's a song that played a ton when I was laying around on the couch.
Just more of an association.
An
By
association.
The way, Roy didn't have the regular COVID where Roy had like a USA.
Well, but what I'm referring to is the first COVID, which just knocked me out on the couch with a...
not the one that put you in the...
Not the one that put me in the hospital for
the hospital?
Yeah. So, but when I think of music, there's a lot of songs I enjoy, including all these 80s songs that I've stumbled upon here in the last couple of days, listening to things I haven't been listening to in a while. But they're not necessarily bringing back... I guess I'd have to go deep into my brain somehow to what am I thinking of when I hear this song?
But you might be the kind of person where that was
songs.
More background music where, I think it hits different people differently. There's people that I think I'm kind of into music, and then I'll meet someone who's like into music, and it's like, oh, I don't get you. I only get what I get,
Okay.
So it's only part of your experience. I mean, yours sucked, but Mark and I's is fine.
Wait,
Roy,
I said I like the songs,
but
not remembering.
Go lay on the
certain...
couch, and we'll figure this out.
Okay.
We'll analyze
your
you.
repressed memories.
Yeah,
about
repressed
music.
memories. Yep, the certain song comes on that I like. Now you have to dig into why do I like that song?
Exactly.
Hooters, for instance. I mean, I could have all sorts of different
Hooters.
meanings,
You
right?
also
Right
like
on top.
the coconuts, the Hooters, and the, Well, I think you know what this is. We have 3 people on this one. This one can drift a little into the.
Or we can do another.
We can do another. I do have 2 questions. Roy, can you stick around for another one?
I think so.
I will save my. Well, I'm going to tease those 2 questions right now.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
We'll get 2 listens out of this. No, people will be dying to know. Don't answer this, or we'll have to chop you off at the knees. What got you into country, and what was your first concert? Okay, that's episode 37.
Can I say what got you in the country? Is he like cross the border or something?
He says he not in the country, into country music. Oh my!
I understood the question.
Right. The guy that pronounced his hamburger the Hefe Roja. Just
That's not true. Rojo.
Rojo. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks. My bad. All right. Let's hanger. Mark, sign us off.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Roy, for being on this one. And
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.